I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all.
Hello, welcome to my channel Lady D. This will be my video on the full moon that is happening on the 17th of the 10th at 10:26 p.m. in Aries. I'll also be covering up all the transits that's happening this week, as well as I'll do a card reading and do a channel from my guides as well, and then tell you where I am and about where you can catch me for readings. So let's get into it. So this week we have there's a lot of transits, there's a lot of things going on. Even when we are having, I'm filming this today on Friday the 11th, we have, there's a lot on in the chart. But when we get to that new moon, which I'll get to, that full moon that's happening in Aries, so that's going to be next Thursday. For me, it's at 10:26 p.m. at night. As I said, it's in Aries. Just looking at this chart that I can see, there's a lot of cardinal energy, which is helping, being very helpful and want to help people. But at the same time, we do have a square to Mars, which is in Cancer. We've also got a square to Pluto, the moon squaring Pluto and Mars. This is going to be a lot of aggression. We do have a sextile to Jupiter, which is going to bring about some luck, perhaps some luck and abundance, and feeling quite lucky, feeling quite youthful, quite fresh, and I feel like it's going to help us feeling a little bit more energetic. But plus we've got a try to Venus and to Mars as well. And we've got a lot of other tries too, and we've got Venus also opposite Uranus, so that's going to affect money or relationships. I kind of feel like the way this is going, with the way these transits are, and then we're coming into an opposition with Pluto and Mars, I feel like this is going to be a lot of war energy, because we are going to be dealing with Aries, which is war. It's aggression. It's going to be anger. I feel like it's a thing about self-pride that's also coming in this. It's like not letting your pride get in the way of things. And with this full moon, with the way it is, and with even with the tries that we do have, which is good energy, it's going to be hard for people to not let their pride get in the way of things, I feel. We've got Mercury, which is going to make its way into Scorpio by the full moon. We've also got Venus in Scorpio, so that can be a lot of manipulation. It could be lies, it could be deceit. That's also coming up. We've got no oppositions to the moon, but Chiron is actually opposing. We've got Chiron opposing the Sun, plus it's also going to be squaring Mars as well, and also Pluto as well. So we're going to be dealing with a lot of painful issues, or perhaps even regret coming up here. But I feel like it's just going to bring up a lot of aggression, a lot of anger. The war stuff's going to be coming up full blown. I feel like people are going to feel like they can't resist getting involved, because we do, as I said, we just have good tries here. We've got a try with Mercury and Saturn, and Mars and Saturn, which is helping us being quite resilient, getting us way through any problems that are going to come up, especially through this full moon. But I feel like there's something that's going to flip with this full moon. There's a flip that's coming. I also feel like there could be an economy crash coming up. I just feel like something like the economy could, an economy could be crashing during this time. I feel like it's going to be a time where really sit back and watch what happens, and try not to get too involved with things, and really try to sort of stand back, analyze, assess the situation before making too many moves, before really making any judgments. You might feel like you're forgetful, you just keep on thinking about the next thing you're coming up to, because I find with Aries it's about thinking of the next thing. We are looking at things with leadership stuff going on, but I keep on hearing conflict. The moon is going to be, it won't be conjunct Chiron during this full moon, but it's close to Chiron. So we are dealing with some stuff that's causing us a bit of emotional pain here, emotional wounds that haven't yet healed. We are dealing, I also feel like perhaps even trauma or traumatic things I feel like that there is going to be just a lot of anger and aggression that's going to come up. We could all be looking at some sort of ending of something being with Pluto destroying, but then being able to rebuild things. That's why I feel like it might be affecting an economy. But there could be also some secrets and lies that also are exposed and could come out during this full moon. I mean, with my notes that I've got with the full moon here, I've got like, I know I usually do this after, but before I do all the other transits here, but I've got here completion of an end. And then I was like, what does that mean to my guides? And they said, an era, like a new wave. So I do feel like there's some sort of completion, some sort of an ending, but it's going to start a new beginning though, of some sort with this full moon. I feel like this is a big full moon, I feel. I do got war strength as well. I've also got like moving, like being pushed. Like you might be feeling like being pushed, people trying to push you and push you along, or I just see a whole lot of people being pushed and maybe not even doing what they want to do or going on in a path that they want to go in a path. If you are and have a planet in Aries, this is probably going to affect you the most, especially if you have your sun or your moon, or even like a Mercury, or even if you've got a person Mars in Aries. Just check in your chart where this moon's going to hit in your chart if you have planets in Aries, to see how it's also going to affect you as well. Aggression, mad. Like pick your battles. There's something about here choosing a side or picking battles, and I feel like it's people trying to be diplomatic, but it might not work. So it's a 5. Manipulation is like gonna play a big time. I feel like manipulation of people's feelings, people's emotions, trying to get people to do things that they don't want to do. I feel like a bad economy, and I feel like there's a lot of blame games that are going to be going on with this full moon. It's just a lot of aggression that's going to be coming up that I feel like, and it's going to be a week where I feel it's just about seeing where things are, just seeing how you feel. Try not to overreact, or try not to react, but just straight away. Try and sort of hold off a little bit. So let me see what else we've got here. So just for today, for the Friday. As I said today, like I've got a try. So we've got all week, we've got a try to Venus to Mars. That's a strength with love and also finances here, which is quite positive. I feel like you're going to feel like everything's building up to this, coming up to this eclipse. But we've got this square to, still got the square to Mercury to Mars, but that is going to be stopped on the 15th of the month. So that will be stopped before that full moon, which is like a good thing. If that was going to be still in square with that full moon, it would be just double trouble, I feel. So even though we've got a strength with relationships and also finances here, but we've also got this transit that's causing a bit of aggression, a bit of frustration here, and that will be, it's going to end the day after Mercury moving into Scorpio. So it could be you don't want to engage in arguments or fights, but you might be dragged into it, or you can't help it, or you just want to be riled up and frustrated about certain situations, certain things that are coming up. Okay, we've also got a try that's got that try to Mercury and Jupiter, but that's ending on the 15th as well. So that's luck with communication, feeling more positive in our mind, even thinking of certain strategies with things. I feel like it's really good that's such a good transit to think of certain strategies that are also coming into play. On the 13th, we're going to have Venus will stop its trine to Saturn, but then the Mars tri Saturn will be there for the whole week. So that's helping us with problems. Saturn is problems, so Mars is giving us that strength and encouragement to get us through any issues, and not really affecting us that much. We've got here Venus, so the whole week we're going to be having Venus, which is going to be opposing Uranus. So it's an opposition, so it could be good or bad. It's something unusual, unexpected. It's relationships, or it's going to be finances or money. I don't know, I feel like there's going to be things, I just feel like something about the economy that is happening this week. I just feel like it's a real, I don't know, eye opener. I just feel like some stuff, and I feel like this year's, we've got really to the end of the year, but I feel like there's just some crazy things that are going to keep happening. Okay, we've also got coming up this week for the whole, this is going to be till the 14th, thank goodness, the Mercury Mercury opposing Chiron. So that's going to be finishing up on the 14th. That's people that, it could be people really hitting below the belt, being a bit nasty and causing you feeling quite emotional. And again, it's that wound. Chiron's that, I call it the emotional pain, or it's that wound that doesn't get healed. It really affects you. We've got here all week that Pluto and Mars squaring Chiron, and that's even what's happened with that full moon. So I say something is going to stir up the pot here. Aggression, things, the world is not calming down, it's going to be dialed up, is what I feel like. And it even could be like a release of a volcano or something could be going off. I am seeing a volcano, so it could be some sort of, like the world trying to release something here, like a volcano or some sort of release. We've got Venus and Mars trying Neptune. That's happening all week. That can be a little bit of a delusion, or it could be a dissolve around money or relationships, but it could also, or dissolve in anger, but that's actually tries a positive, so it would be a positive outcome. The energy, I think that's been happening for the last few weeks with those transits. We've also got here a sextile that's happening with, so from the 12th to the 10th, we do have a sextile from Mars to Uranus. That's going to be unexpected strength. So I don't see it as an anger, it's a sextile, so it's going to be strength here, so it's going to be unexpected strength. So it's going to get us through any obstacles when we need it. But it's going to be positive. Okay, on the 15th as well, then we are going to start having this opposition with Mars and Pluto. It's not an exact opposition. To me, I wouldn't even call it opposition, but in terms of astrology, I guess with the numbers, the degrees of that where Mars is, it's saying it's going to starting. I'm going to say starting of opposition. I feel like when we do start to get an opposition happening with Pluto and Mars, which is a little bit off yet, I feel like that's going to be something big to do with the world, government, economy, ego. Something's going to crack down once that Mars gets to those last degrees of Cancer and going into Leo. I feel that's going to be a big thing. And then we'll also have a Mars retrograding, then we'll oppose Pluto again. So I feel that's going to be some crazy times ahead, but it's starting. That's why I also feel like, I don't know, for some reason I keep on getting the economy. So something about the economy is coming up here this week. That's on the 15th. Okay, on the 16th, we've got the start of a Mercury try Saturn, which is helping us talk our way through problems that are going to come up as well. And then we've got so the 14th is when Mercury is moving into Scorpio. This is going to be this is going to be something that's going to, I feel like, affect everybody. Mercury in Scorpio is about, people who have this in their chart. I feel like they can sort of talk their way through things. They know how to get what they want, and they know how to say the right things, whether you say manipulation or they're able to get around things to get what they want to get. It also could be like holding back, being a little secretive, like not knowing when to say, knowing when to speak up. Again, with that Scorpio Mercury can be something like they manipulating, but they calculate. They know when to speak. Okay, they know when to say certain things. It could even be like perhaps blame gaming a little bit too. Could come up with that too, and it could be there could be a bit of deception there as well, or it could be about thinking of loyalty. When you're looking at Scorpio, it's always a thing with loyalty and trust with Scorpios. So with the Mercury in Scorpio, it could be a sense of, where do my loyalties lie? Who's loyal to me? Who can I trust as well? And asking these questions to yourself, why that transit's coming up too. We also have one more Mercury retrograde too that's going to be coming in for this year, and that will be, I believe it's November. So we're going to be in November. We'll have another Mercury in Scorpio, and so I feel like it will probably be in Sagittarius. So it's a big thing with this week with the planets. Let's do a quick card reading, and see what cards am I going to pick. So what cards will I pick? Okay, I'm going to pick these ones for some reason. I just kind of feel like it's going to be like a circus. And let's do circus cards. Okay, let's have a look here. And let's see. I feel like people are really looking at, and it's like, there's people in America. I'm really sorry that you had to go through those hurricanes. And it can feel like, this week you're starting again. You're having to pick up the pieces and literally start again. And that's kind of, I feel like, what the astrology is kind of indicating this week. It's about starting again. And I feel like the rest of us around the world are sort of waiting on tenterhooks for something to happen. I know I am. Okay, let's have a look here. Ooh. It might be a thing where people that's saying when hell freezes over. So it could be like people are feeling that way, or they're going to have that aggression and that courage and be like, this, you're not going to take this away from me until hell freezes over. Something like that, I'm going to say. There's also, I feel like, a sense of regret. There's also, I feel like there's a sense of like sadness coming in. But I also feel like it's a sense of pushing forward. I feel like we're going to be able to see, perhaps we're going to be able to see who the bad guys actually are this week. Like who's on our side, who's not on our side, who's there for fun, who's there for the truth, who's there to be honest. Like we're seeing different forms of people. People's personalities are shining out to us. And we're able to see more about people too. I feel like there's a sense of entitlement, and that could be also with the Aries energy that's going to be coming up this week. I feel like people with Aries, there's a sense of entitlement with these people. If you're someone if you have a strong Aries position in your chart, you'd be they're quite strong people, and they like the best of things. But yeah, the sense of like leadership is there, but it's like, yeah, they're very important people. And even like I feel like a lot of blame game, but the same thing, everyone's like wanting peace and wanting good things and really wanting to have some hope here. But there's something that's going to be revealed this week. While there's still like mask on, I just have a feeling there's going to be something that's going to be revealed to us about a certain person or personality. And I feel like it could be a shock here that's coming up. There's something going on, and it's like, I don't know, who's who, what's going on here. There is some kind of shocking truth, shocking element, but we're all hoping for good things and peace at the same time, is what I feel like with the cards. And I just feel like there's a sense of really it's like we're all being pushed through this funnel of where we're going next, and realization too, that's coming up. Strong people, I feel like, are going to flourish. If you're someone who's not strong or in denial, this week could be a hard week for you, I feel like. But there's definitely, I also feel like, manipulation at play as well. That's also coming up too. Something about a bad guy. I'm looking at this card, I just feel like as I said, like bad guy is going to be revealed, but I keep on hearing bad guy, so something about a bad guy. And I don't feel like it's Trump. I don't feel he's a bad guy anyway. Or not going to feel like, maybe perhaps that Kamala Harris, maybe she shows her real self. Maybe the blonde comes up and she shows her real self, perhaps. There's going to be something about a mask that's uncovering, it's coming up this week, I feel. So let us do a channel from my guides for what's happening up with this full moon. Let's see. This full moon is going to uncover the masked truth of what you've all been feeling that's going on around the world. For you've all been manipulated and you've all been pushed in a certain way, in a certain position, and how you feel. For other people that are woken up and make a stance for freedom and for their rights and for other people's rights. Even for the people's rights who don't believe that they're in the same line as them. But these people fight your freedoms and they fight for the truths. And without these people, there would be no give and take in the world. And the world would be a crazy mess without these people. For the people who are asleep and going on their everydays in the way that they think, yes, you might think they are crazy, but they are living their truth as well. For those who are woken up and fight for everyone, and for those people who are also asleep, you are going to be feeling like more intense. The energy around you, you're going to also feel fulfilled, and you're also going to see finally what you've been seeing, what you've been feeling is finally being uncovered. You can finally see the truth. You can finally see what's going on. You've been given a timeline. You'll know exactly when things are going to happen. You're going to have more clear in your intuition, your sensibility, stableness, and yes, you will be prepared for what's to come. And for other people who are asleep, will wish they were like you in the end. But the truth will be uncovered this week, for this is a massive week for you all. Be brave, still say, have cheer, have your pride, and do not waste time on little things that do not matter anymore, for the bigger picture is now here. Okay. Let's see what we're doing. We're going to do some quickly 3 cards. This is a long video. Wait. We'll do the cat cards. My kitty cat sleeping there. She's a funny cat. Let's have a look. Oh, there we go. Let's have a look here. Just feel like it's going to be an intense week. Let's have a look. Okay, card 1, card 2, and card number 3. Let's have a look here. Okay, card number 1, which is this card here. Oh God. You're in the middle of a fight here this week. It feels like it's an uphill battle. People are not on your side. People do not agree with you, but it's okay. You're really trying to sense some stability. You want people to understand where you're coming from. Not necessarily believe what you believe in, but you want them to sort of see where you're coming from and why you think the way you do, and that you're not crazy. Like, you're not crazy, but people are really fighting you on things that are just ridiculous this week. But you're staying strong, you're staying within your power, and you're really staying in your hopes and dreams here, and what you believe in is your truth. Now we've got card number 2, just this card here. For you, there's financial assistance or financial aid coming for you this week. Yeah, everything's sort of like everything's collapsed around you. It's like you're at the bottom of the bottom here, and finally someone's reaching out to give you a bit of help. They understand you. They understand your needs. They are supporting you. They know that you have rights, and they really want to embrace you, and they want to really encourage you to go forward. There's a message coming this week, and it's going to make you quite excited and quite hopeful for what's to come. You are no longer feeling sorry for yourself. You're finally on the move. You're moving forward. You're embracing change. You finally know, you finally know who you are and where you are. It's like you found yourself this week, but you're getting this financial help too, financial aid coming to you. Card number 3. This card here. Okay, someone's watching you. When I see this card, I feel like it's like stalker. Like either they're watching on social media, they're watching where you are. There's someone watching you, and it could even be a trap here. It could be like some sort of trap that you might be falling into. You really have your wits and smarts around you. You are intuitive, like you feel things in the air. You're just going to feel the energy. You're feeling these things. You're going to sense someone that's there watching you. But it's like just a bright star, like a shooting star. So I feel like there's something about wishes also coming up with this card. You're trying your best to move forward here. You're trying to sort of shake certain things off as well, I feel like, with this card too. But I just feel like there's a sense of someone being watched or watching you, this card. Okay. Thank you to all those, thank you, well, hello to my new subscribers for one thing. I've had some jumping subscribers here, so thank you and welcome to my channel. Under 100 now before I get to that magical 1,000 number. I really want to try and get to that 1,000 number if I can. It's always been my goal to get to that. So now I've got like, I'm under 100, so it's like, yes, we'll see how long it takes to get there. But anyways, welcome to everyone that's here. Thank you to everyone that came to my fair last week. It was an amazing fair. I did like 14 readings. I was busy the whole day, and it was a really good event. It was organised very well. So on Saturday night, so tomorrow night at 6:30 p.m. I will be going live, doing live psychic readings with the lady that I'm sharing my story with at the MBS. Her name is Candace. So we'll be doing lives together on YouTube and Facebook. So please join me for the live that's coming up. Plus, next week MBS is on. If you would like a reading at the MBS, let me know. Book in beforehand. It does get quite hectic, quite busy, pardon me, especially on the weekend. I'm also doing a talk at the Speakers Lounge on a Thursday, so that's coming up. Then after that, 2 weeks after that, I'll be down the coast in Port Stephens, I think it is, Port Stephens, Elson Bay. That's where I've got my show on, and I've got a fair, today fair that's happening there as well. Then at the end of November, I'll be at New Zealand, so for that fair. So it's coming up busy time of the month. If you'd like a book a reading with me, you can. Just email me, or best thing to do is through Facebook. That's the best way, because emails I sort of look more at like before I go to bed at night time. And if I forget it to my Facebook, I see it instantly, and I'm more likely to reply sooner, because it's just quicker. Okay, and I think that's it where I am. I'm going to be making the video on Johnny Depp, which I'm going to try and do this week and edit up this week ahead as well. And I think, and I will be looking at doing the predictions for England as well soon. Okay, I think that's it. Okay, thank you for my likes, shares and comments, and I will see you for my next video. So good luck for this week.